shift. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. I feel like I have not seen many of you guys. Hey, Kirsten. I have not seen many of you guys for, I don't know if it's been a month or a week or several weeks, but it's been too long. So there's been a lot of changes, as you can see. Hey, how are you? I'm so glad all of our new followers are popping on. We have had a huge increase of followers in the last 2 months. I am so appreciative and thankful for those people that have reached out to me through our Flip and Shift IG page, as well as, hey, how are ya? As well as our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I have made so many new connections, which I'm super, hey, Kirsten, I'm bringing you on here in just a few minutes. She's our live expert today, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But we have had such a great, huge influx of connections out there through the Flip and Shift. I've connected with so many new people through the Facebook page, through our IG page as well. We've probably increased by a couple hundred people within the last month. We've also have new followers on YouTube, our YouTube channel, and all of this, you guys, is under the Flip and Shift. As you can see up in the top left-hand corner, it's Flip and Shift. And I know this looks backwards, but so you guys can connect to us on many different platforms, okay? And then we are also on LinkedIn, which is super exciting because I'm making new business connections and obviously working with business professionals and working on a professional development program. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff. And as you can see, we've got some set changes, right? So obviously I'm rocking my new t-shirt or my new polo shirt. We've got some two new t-shirts available. I've actually had a couple requests for them, so I'm really excited about that. We've got new bags. And then look at this beautiful sign, you guys. This is amazing. And I'm going to tell you the graphic design artist that did all of this work for me. And I just want to make sure that she's plugged because she has done an awesome job. And this, you guys, this is a wood sign. And she sells all of this. And I gave her all the things that I did for my branding colors, my logo, and she even kind of tweaked it a bit for me. She can create things from scratch. She is brilliant. And her name is Wendy, and she's with Imagine That Graphics. And you can find her on Facebook at Imagine That Graphic Design Galesburg. So look her up on Facebook, connect with her because she's made some beautiful products for me to sell, to give away. We've got some really cool bags that the next time I'm on my live, I'm going to show you guys because they're so pretty. They're this dreamy blue color with our Flip and Shift logo on the front. And those bags will be going to workshop attendees. So to be able to put all of their stuff in them and my recent workshop group that just went through, they're going to be getting ready to get some shipped out to them. So I'm super excited about that. So as you can see, lots of changes. Next Friday, I just want to make note on your calendar. Next Friday on IG here, I'm going to be doing a live launch party. So that means it's official, guys. We're going live. The Flip and Shift will be ready and available for you guys to sign up for all of our workshops, our entire process program. We also have an amazing lineup of practitioner collaboration workshops. So I'm going to make sure that I get all of that information out to you guys through all of our social media platforms. And everything is linked to our website. So really, I'm going to make it super simple for you guys. Connect with the Flip and Shift through our website, and all of our social media platforms are on there. If you need to connect with me, message me. There is a link on our website where you can contact me direct if you have any questions or you want to put any inquiries out there about our workshops or pricing packages or anything like that. Or if you want some coaching sessions with me, I'm available. So if you go to www.flipnshift.com, you get all of that, okay? And a lot of announcements as well as on our homepage. So be sure to connect with me there. And then also next Saturday, I'm going to be doing something completely different. I normally do not do lives on Facebook. So I'm going to be experimenting with our launch party doing a live Facebook launch party next Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So Friday will be our IG launch party at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then turn around Saturday, I'm going to do a live launch party on Facebook. So go to our Facebook page, which is the Flip and Shift, and you can connect with me there at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll share everything that's going on, all of our wonderful workshops, and hopefully I will be getting some of our practitioners on board to come on and just introduce themselves for the Facebook Live page. So that way you can get a face and know who you're going to be working with through our practitioner workshops, okay? So there's a lot of good stuff there. And then this upcoming, well, let's see here, a couple more weeks from now, August 21st will be my next live expert chat. It's a practitioner. Her name is Kirsten McLeod, and she'll be on August 21st at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're kind of working through some of the topic discussions, the topics. So just stay tuned for that. I'll post a little bit about that. I'll post a poster with Kristen's face on it, and you'll know who you're going to be who's going to be on our live. And then also the topic that we're going to be talking about. We've got lots to explore, so we have lots of time too. So keep that in mind. It's August 21st at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Boy, my words, I'm just tripping over my mouth. I haven't been on here for so long. So my mouth's I have just so much stuff to share that it just keeps rolling out. Okay, then also after our launch on August 1st, we'll have our first Flip and Shift workshop with Laura Cowan. She is one of our collaborating practitioners, and she is from the Real Self Method. So it's the Real, R-E-A-L, Self, S-E-L-F, Method. And she's available online through Facebook, as well as she's got a website launch coming up here soon. But she'll be doing a collaborative practitioner workshop with me on August 30th between 1 and 2 p.m. So there's very limited spots available. So I highly recommend on the 1st when we launch the official Flip and Shift website, I highly recommend you sign up, okay? So we'll have registration available after August 1st. And so all you would need to do is to go into our website, which again is www.flipandshift.com, click on Practitioner Collaboration Workshops, hit the drop down arrow, and you'll see Laura Cowan's name listed on there. And the topic, it's going to be called Flip and Shift Inner Beliefs and Behaviors, all right? And the topic is balance of soul and self, looking at inner beliefs. You guys won't want to miss this workshop. It's going to be amazing. She is just a bright and shining star. I mean, she is so infectious. Her smile, her energy. She's a wonderful practitioner, and she's just so soulful. You guys, you're gonna want to sign up for this workshop. It's amazing. I'm super excited about it, and you'll get the two of us. I will be sharing the Flip and Shift techniques and tools, some of the things that I've used in all of my workshops, and then she's going to be bringing in her expertise and sharing tips and techniques as well. So please sign up. Again, very limited spacing. I think we only have around 15 slots available. We wanted to keep it real small, intimate. That way there's a lot of sharing and interaction. And if people have questions or need a little bit more time, we're there to help and assist. All right. So again, that'll be on August 30th between 1 and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, but pre-registration starts August 1st on the Flip and Shift website. Okay, without further ado, I tried to get through all of my announcements quickly because I feel like I have missed all of you guys. I haven't seen you guys in several weeks. And we had just so many exciting things happening, new sets, potential podcasts coming up, a lot of live experts coming on still, pop-up workshop collaborations, and then of course, the Flip and Shift launch. Who's excited about that? I know I am. I cannot wait. So today we are having a live expert talk to us today a little bit about personal, and it's also mixed with professional development. So today's topic is called Your Standout Advantage, Shaping Your Personal Brand and Reputation. How many of you guys ever thought about you yourself being a personal brand. All right. And we all know about reputation. Everybody has reputations, right? Some people have bad reputations. Some people have good reputations. This can be applicable to professional development, and also can be for personal development. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to Kirsten Lang. She is the founder and CEO of Infinitus Professional Development Group. And I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. Let me see. Let me pull her up. Give me just a second. Connection's good. Cross my fingers. So I'm waiting for her. Kirsten!
Hi.
We did it. We figured this whole IT live stuff out.
Hi.
How are you today? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay, hi. Okay, you guys, this is Kirsten Lang. She's with Infinitus Professional Development Group, and she's here to talk all about reputation, reshaping reputation, brand, personal brand, professional brand. And I just wanted to introduce you, Kirsten. Can you give our followers a little bit, just a little bit of a background on you?
Absolutely. So my background is sales and sales leadership, and I absolutely loved those sorts of roles. But what I found when I was actually working with people is I was always looking at how do I actually help them grow, and how do I really get that spark happening in their lives. So I changed my profession from sales and sales leadership roles to actually a growth position, which is what we have with Infinitus Professional Development. So it's about becoming really laser focused on what's important for somebody, and then really helping them uplift that potential, unlock it, and actually reach and nail exactly what they want to reach.
So you started out in sales and marketing, correct?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was selling IT.
And then this became your passion, correct? And then it started growing, and then you thought, well, I can help others, right?
Totally. And do you know, Julie, what was really funny was that I'd be sitting there trying to sell my product, and I would then start having a conversation about the other person's, their presentation skills or their strategic plan. And then all of a sudden I thought, you know what, I don't like selling a product. I actually want to really kiss at me. And that made me transition from selling a product to actually working with people and working with businesses on how do I actually get them to unlock that potential.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people forget about the relationship self. That's big. I mean, if people are pushing product, they do not think about the relationship and how they're presenting themselves, right? It's not just the product that sells itself, it's the person who sells the product, correct?
Absolutely. And do you know what? I think actually right now in today's world, the way that, we're in unprecedented times, there's a lot of uncertainty. Now more than ever before, people are connecting with a person over and above a brand. And it's about who's showing up in that time.
Absolutely.
And I think so working on, our professional brands, our personal brands, and our authentic reputations. And I think that's why for now it's about coming back down through authenticity, is being true to ourselves and actually, being who are we? And that's why, we talk about that. What is your personal standout factor versus actually let's just keep on talking what we're doing and let our reputations just evolve.
Right, absolutely. So now you mentioned when you connect to your authentic self, you gain clarity and become more resilient. How can you explain that a little bit more?
Absolutely. So when we go through life, we're always being shaped, with all the different experiences that we have. But as a person, we quite often get pulled from pillar to post by influences around us. But when we take a moment and actually think, you know what am I really, really good at? What gets me excited? What do I really want to achieve? What are my belief systems, my values, my standards? And one of the key things here for me is what is unique about me that I can actually then celebrate and leverage. And when you are actually tapping in with what's important to you and your authentic self, then you actually become more resilient because you're being true to yourself. And I think
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's scary, isn't it? Because so often we're always saying, okay, you need to make sure we're sleeping well, we're making sure we're on mindset, we're drinking and we're fueling. And I totally agree with all of those.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. But we also need to have a look at, well, am I being true to myself? Am I being authentic in this moment and being present?
Well, and a lot of people become people pleasers, right? They don't necessarily know who they innately are, right? Or who they are authentically are. They may have a little bit of an idea, but they're people pleasers. They're looking outside themselves and trying to identify their identity. So you work with people to try to figure out who their authentic self is, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So do you have, okay, you say your own standout advantage. So what are some simple tips that people can do to implement this?
Perfect. So there's probably three that are really good to do. The first one is actually to do a bit of a brainstorm, do a mind map, and ask yourself these questions. You know, what is important to me? What are my strengths? What drives me in my life? Is it family? Is it friends? Is it holidays? Is it challenges? But what actually drives me in my life? What are my values and beliefs and standards? So my non-negotiables. And then, you know, looking at what is my standout advantage? What is something, this is the part that I find people struggle with, is what sets them apart from the person sitting next to them or another family member. Because all of us have the most beautiful authenticity within us.
Right.
So we need to be in a position when we're asking ourselves these questions to do it, not thinking we're beating our own trumpet, but actually saying, you know what, I matter, I count.
Yes.
And actually, people will learn so much from me if I come from an authentic place. So asking yourself those questions: what am I great at? Where's my passions, my belief systems, and what makes me unique and different? And that makes us celebrate who we are, not trying to be.
Well, and a lot of people don't really take that time to do that. They do not do that deep self-analysis, which you know the right questions, you know the right approach to ask those questions, to bring that out of them, to make them think deeper, right?
Yes, absolutely. And then the second one that I always like to get people to do is actually choose 5 people in their life that they really respect. And then actually say to people, right, what am I known for? And if you're trying to get somewhere in your professional life, and you might identify that you want to achieve a certain goal or a certain position or be somewhere else in 12 months' time, when you work on reputation, and that's your second piece, is that your reputation will go before you whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
so
that's
what
true.
we can do, it's scary.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And if we don't take the controls and shape our reputation, other people will do it for us.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now, so do you feel, is that in alignment, reputation is in alignment with behavior? So is it the conscious thinking that's happening first, right? And then your behavior follows. So therefore, then you start developing that type of reputation, correct? So do you feel all working parts are important to work with?
Yes. Because if some people say, well, your reputation is what people say about you usually when you're not in the room. So, you know, someone say, hey, do you know Bob? And they go, oh, I know Bob. He's amazing. Like what you did actually talking about your next speaker, right? That is your reputation. But we get those reputations based on our actions and our behaviors in that moment and based on our past. And this is why I always say to people, don't leave your reputation just up there in limbo. Actually be careful of what am I being, what am I saying, what am I doing every day to shape it. And the great thing about that is then you take all that personal power back.
Yeah. That's so powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're saying,
absolutely.
this is my authentic brand. This is what I stand for. So your authentic brand is what you stand for. This is where I want to get to. And to be able to get there, I need a certain reputation. So then what am I going to do and really own this space to create the reputation I want? And that's why that tip around pick 5 people you really respect, go out to them and say to them, hey, in this particular space, what is my reputation? What am I really strong and what do people say about me positively? Now, but the key thing being, and this is the part that who you pick is so important. You say to them also, I really want to work on my reputation because I want to get to here. So I need you to be really honest. Don't just tell me all the great things that people are saying about me, but what do you also think that I need to work on to be able to create the footprint and the reputation that will give me that growth?
Right, right. You won't know unless you're not working on some of the stuff that you need to work on. So it's a real conversation to be had with somebody, and you have to take away the criticism hat, right? Because a lot of us put that self-criticism on. You take away the hat and you say, okay, I want real feedback to know how I can make these shifts in my life, right?
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
because
that's critical.
people, and you trust them, right? So when you trust somebody, you'll take on their feedback. If you don't trust them, then you're not going to actually take on that feedback. So with this, you actually say to them, I want to grow. Now, it might not be a criticism. It might be that, okay, you need to speak up more in meetings, or you need to skill up in this particular area, or have you ever thought of joining this networking group? So it's not always anything wrong with us and what we need to improve in our reputation. It could be a growth piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just even outside the box perspective thinking on other ways to go about redirecting maybe, or reshaping your reputation, right?
Totally, yeah.
That's awesome.
Or growing it. It could be growing it, it could be, okay, we'll create an Instagram following, go on LinkedIn, set up a YouTube. Your reputation is truly connected to your authentic self, what you stand for, where you want to be, and the reputation you want to get there. So it's all around those 3 things interlinking.
So then you said identify what you want to create in your career. Is that when, after you've learned who your authentic self is, right? You understand the direction you need to go, and then you create that action plan.
Yeah. And so I always get people to do it in that 3 ways. So the first one and the most important is who am I? What do I stand for? What's important for me? What do I want for me? And what's important? So really connect to that. And that takes a bit of work. And we've all, very common is, why do you do what you do? And really challenge that. Get that locked down. And if someone said to you, what's unique? What is your standout factor? Be able to say in 10 to 15 seconds, I'm really good at this, this, and this. Now, that's quite hard to do, and it takes time.
Yeah.
But if you can actually articulate it, even if it's to your best friend, and write it down, it gives you a really solid platform as actually, this is who I am, and I'm really proud of who I am.
Yeah.
And then based on that, not what any other influences around you are saying, say, what do I want to achieve in my professional life or in my personal life? But if we take professional life for now and just say, what do I want to achieve in my professional life in the next 12 months?
Right.
And when you've locked down that, you then say, okay, well, what's my game plan to get there? Yeah. And what behaviors, what development and growth do I need to be able to achieve it? And reputation is one of the best leverage points that you can actually build and use to really take that and leverage it.
So now with the flip and shift, you do a lot of journaling in the beginning. Do you recommend doing some form of journaling to kind of write it all out, get that thought process going?
Do you know what? I don't think anything beats journaling. I think journaling is one of the best things that you can do because it gets it out of your head and on paper. And when you go through this process, and I had it was really exciting, my first in-person event last week, and I was so excited. And but we were working a whole day on brand and reputation.
Okay.
journaling is such a big part because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
absolutely capturing it, and you're never going to nail it in the first go.
Right.
Your best shaping of your authenticity evolves.
Right, absolutely. And then you mentioned a little bit, because I'm just thinking about action plan and starting to look at what you want. You mentioned mind mapping. Can you just expound upon that a bit? Do you use that for like wanting and kind of doing some goal determination type work?
Yes, so what I find with mind mapping or brainstorming, any of those techniques, is that you can put a photo of yourself in the middle or just put me in the middle, and
Yeah.
then you're writing out when you say, okay, what am I really good at? And you can write down and you just start to flow out what you're good at. And then you can ask yourself, okay, so where am I, where's my standout advantage? What am I really good at? And you put those in. What do people say about me that I add value? And you can put those points in.
Oh, yeah.
When people come and ask me different things, and so when you ask yourself a question, you have a different brainstorming branch, and then it's quite amazing because you can also show that to people.
Yeah.
And you can ask other people those same questions, but
Yes.
the key thing being is keep it connected to you and what you're good at.
Yes. And eliminate the outside influences, because that can happen. You know, I know I'm easily swayable. Just throwing that out there. So I know a little bit of my weaknesses. So now, okay, do you have any upcoming workshops or programs that you're wanting to share?
Absolutely. So we've got in August, we're launching our 8-week program, which is Step Up to Your Infinite Potential Formula. And it's a program which is all around looking at your authenticity and actually really reconnecting with your professional brand, your reputation. But where it deep dives is into your routines and your habits.
Yes.
And it really makes sure that you can actually bring your and show up in uncertain times with your best self.
Right, right. Wonderful. Yeah, the behaviors is key. You know, when you start looking at what you do all day and your habits and your and that difficult, because you and I, for those people that do not know, we've connected through Tiny Habits Academy and how powerful that was, and seeing how behaviors are such a, you know, we subconsciously don't even think about our behaviors and how they're influencing our brand or influencing our authenticity, or you know, or how frustrating they can be, right? From some of the coaching work that we've done through that academy. And it makes such a huge difference if you start doing that analysis work with behavior.
I agree. And Julie, in that space around tiny habits and tiny behaviors, one of the techniques that people can use is, you know, after somebody gives me a positive comment or a piece of feedback, I'm going to write it down. And it's those sorts of moments, capturing them, you can actually start to really tap into your authentic self using tiny habits. Or, you know, when I'm in a meeting, after I sit down in a meeting, I'm going to say hello to everybody, because it's those behaviors and it's those actions in that tiny moment that shape who we are and the reputation that we've got.
I would not have thought about that. That is a brilliant idea, because if you're trying to rebuild or change your reputation, just the tiniest little things like what you just said, right? If you've been known to be, you know, you've gone through life experiences and you've had some rough patches and you've been cranky, right? And you're now developing this cranky, not easy to work with reputation, right? You can make those small changes like you said, which is making a habit to sit down, take some time, connect, put the crankiness to side, right? But make sure to anchor yourself to a moment to reconnect with self and how you want to present yourself to the world, which that is a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant, just a simple thing like that can make a world of difference in reputation.
Totally, because it's every little behavior that creates that brand of who we are, which then sets that reputation apart. People don't create our reputation. It's actually created by how we show up in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a wonderful advice. So, okay, so this program is launching, or it has launched?
It's we're running it for private companies at the moment.
Okay.
And so we've got private companies going through, and because we've had such amazing feedback on the smaller versions of this program for the last 10 years, we actually put it together, and being in this virtual world that we're in now, we actually have a lot of work that we do online, but also there's a lot of coaching and virtual coaching every week as part of our program. So it's not like it's just an online program you go on and you do a whole lot of modules.
Right.
It's actually, every week I'm live with small groups. If I need 12 people, and it means we can get
that's so you have a lot more direct contact, more involvement, a lot of support for your clients.
Totally, because I don't believe if you just go and do an online course,
I know,
you're not going to get a change.
Yeah. No, this is more of a customized or personalized approach, which I think is amazing, because anymore, the big companies out there that do a lot with branding and reputation building, they're very detached. You're more heavily focused, more customized, and more involved, which is, I think, a very important piece. So that's wonderful. So where can people go to sign up for the program?
Perfect. So one of the best ways to do it at the moment is where you can follow us on Instagram, which is Kirsten Lang _Infinitus.
Okay.
And we've also we're on Facebook under Infinitus with Kirsten Lang. And then our website is infinitus.co.nz.
Okay, let me write it in here just so that everyone knows what she's telling you guys. Professional. Give me just a second.
So the website's infinitus.co.nz. And what we'll do is, when we actually open it up to the public, what we'll be doing is we'll be putting it on our Instagram channels, we'll be putting it on our YouTube channels, our website, and our company Facebook page.
Okay.
And what we'll be doing when we do that, Julie, is I would really love to offer any people, anyone that's part of Flip and Shift, we'll do a special offer for them as well.
Woo! That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I think that's really cool. You guys, so what you're going to want to look for is at Kirsten Lang _Infinitus. She's on Instagram, and you guys can connect with her here. So if you want to click on her link and then go over and friend her and then follow her. And then she's also on Facebook. You guys, she gives away a lot of free services. She has regular tip videos. She shares tips and quotes. So I would definitely connect with her via all social media platforms. And then she also is on LinkedIn. So it's Infinitus Professional Development. If you're needing more coaching or guidance in the professional development role. And then you said you do have a YouTube channel. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. And,
okay. And on your YouTube channel, you have a lot of free videos as well.
Yeah. So on our company Facebook page, on our website, and on YouTube, is starting to become a really good wealth of videos, and they're all free. And they're just, what we want to do is help people in their time. If they want to hop on, like our July series that we've been working on has been one on for leaders, and it's all really about how do you activate team performance. Our one that's a series of 5 videos. Last month in June, it was all around how do you show up in challenging times.
Wow.
And May was all around, okay, we've got attention distraction going on in these unprecedented times. How do we get our attention back? So every month we have a theme of what we speak about. Every Friday, New Zealand time, which is Thursday your time, we go live with a different recording, or we release a new video, and that works really well. Just for people that want tips every week. And then we're really shortly about to launch a whole one about how do you be the best that you can be. So there's going to be a lot of tips for individuals. We're about to start a series around professional brand and reputation as a follow-on from this, Julie.
Yeah.
For you, and it just means that people can then just, if they want to find out more about some key tips or those key questions I mentioned, we've got so many amazing resources from a one-day workshop. We're just going to put them up free.
Okay, awesome. That is wonderful, wonderful information. I have questions because some people were not able to get on to the live today. And I and everybody who follows the Flip and Shift knows that this is on replay. So if you want to watch this all over again, I'll post this on IGTV, but also I'll download the video, upload it back to Facebook and our YouTube channel. So there's many ways to access this video again, but some people were not able to get on here today and ask their question. So I figured I would open it up to Q&A. So if anybody that's on, I see Pam's on, there's quite a few people that are on here. If you have any questions, go ahead and push them into the feed now for Kirsten. But I do have some questions from viewers that were not able to get on. And I know you're the gal that can answer it on you know, off the cuff. Bring them on. Okay. All right. So the first question I have for you, let me make sure I have this correct here, honey. We talked about that. Are there any recurrent blocks or any resistance that you see with clients when it comes to developing brand or reputation?
Yes. I would probably say there's three.
Okay.
The first one is around trying to be somebody else wants us to be.
Right.
And so through our lives, we may have been conditioned by somebody around us to be something or to follow a career that we aren't passionate about or something. That's a block that going through this activity can really make a difference. And I actually warn some of my clients when I do this professionally that be careful, because if I'm speaking, doing a keynote, you know, in front of 500 or 1,000 people, be prepared that a certain percentage are going to leave their jobs and do something different. Because when you tap into, I do work.
It's true though. Yeah.
It's true. They might not be doing something that they're passionate about, or they got into that profession because someone around them said they should. So that's the first one, is actually being influenced. The second one is around imposter syndrome.
I just read about that. That's interesting. Yeah, can you explain that?
So for me, when it comes to the brand imposter syndrome, is when people are moving into something that sits beautifully with them and they're really passionate, but they get that uncertainty within them where they're thinking, you know what, actually I'm not really good at this. They're going to catch me out. They're going to find out that I'm fake. And I find that people, you know, find that when they're reconnecting to their true self and their authenticity, sometimes until they get that practice and that strength underneath, they feel like they've got that imposter syndrome.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, and I would think that would be that way for people that are starting something new, right? They want to challenge themselves. They want to go into a field, or they want to try something new, but yet that uncertainty, I mean, it's probably the inner connection to whatever it is they want to do, right? They feel in alignment with it, but yet the techniques and tools are not there quite yet. So they're faking it till they make it, right?
Yeah.
Is that what basically it is?
Totally.
So, I mean, but it's fascinating now that it actually has a label, imposter syndrome, which is amazing. So, okay, I'm sorry.
When you're being true to yourself, you're doing something you're passionate about, and you've got that little voice in your head or something on your shoulder going, you're going to get found out, you're not really an expert. In actual fact, when you tap into your authentic brand and who you are and what you stand for, actually, no one's got any right to say that you're wrong, and you're not an imposter, because you're actually going, this is who I am, these are my words, and actually these count. And that's why that third point about a block, the third block I see a lot of times with people, is when they ask themselves the question, what makes me unique?
Yeah.
What makes me stand out? And that with journaling is really powerful. This can be so life-changing just to look at these. And we've seen amazing transformations when people actually do these exercises.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, because a lot of times we don't really tap into what is it about me that is unique, right? And sometimes people really are on the struggle bus with it. They're like, well, I don't know. I mean, and you need to connect with that. You have to connect with what makes you you. And I think that's very important with any sort of personal or professional development. So very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I have another question for you. Unless we have some in the feed, I don't see anything yet. How do I, okay, this is a good one. How do I assess whether what I perceive about myself is what is being conveyed to others, right? So this goes back to the
Yes.
authentic self. But how do I know whether or not others are taking me as being authentic?
Yes. What I really love about this one is it brings into play perception versus reality.
Right.
And we quite often, because every single one of us perceive the same situation differently. And the reason that we do that is because we have all been shaped by our DNA, you know, our upbringings, the experiences that we have. So I always think about it like a digital SLR camera, where we may all be looking at the same flower bed, for example.
Right.
And we've got our digital cameras, and you've got one lens on yours, and I've got a different lens on mine. And we stand in the same little box, one after each other, and we stand it, we're feet together, we take some photos, and then we come back and we put them up on a screen, and your photos are different to mine, but we stood in the same box, we looked at that same flower bed, and we go, but why are they different? And the reason they're different is because we all have our own unique lens, which we need to celebrate.
Right,
and every day, every day our lens changes, it evolves, because every experience that we have, of course, reconnects us and reshapes that lens. And so what happens is that we really do need, if we want to get somewhere in our professional lives, it's really important that we understand what is the reality that people see us. And I've worked with people where they think they're perceived here, but around them there's a lot of people that see them very differently. And this
that's interesting.
Well, it can work to your advantage, because as leaders sometimes, and as family members, we may see huge potential in somebody, and we might think, wow, they're amazing at this, and this. And so you talk to that person, they go, oh, no, oh, I couldn't do that. No, that's not me. Whereas all of us are seeing this amazing things that from this person.
But they don't see that in themselves.
No, and that's why that exercise of going to 5 people you respect and you trust will give you a really beautiful indication of reality versus perception. And it could be the opposite. Maybe you're thinking you're coming across as really assertive, whereas other people keep thinking that you're really aggressive. And so you can change it.
That's true. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting when I'm doing coaching work, I can see that as well. And actually, the funny thing is, we have a really brilliant photographer that's on the feed right now, and she can totally relate to that, right, Meg? Meg's on the feed right now. So, because she's a photographer, and it's funny because I see potential in people that I'm working with, but yet they can't see that within themselves, right? Until there are actions that they do that I'm like, that's proof, right? That's proof of your potential, which is fascinating that you said that. So thank you so much. Okay, I have more questions unless there's some in the feed. Let me double check. Okay. The other question I have is, all right, this is a good one. Are you seeing small businesses are making a comeback for growth and sales? And do you think that is because of successful branding?
Yes, I do. And I think I don't touch marketing, company branding, but I touch more the people and the authenticity of the people within that business. And with small to medium-sized businesses especially, any business, you know, brand is shaped by a reputation. But as individuals, we in those small businesses, people buy us first and foremost. And so, because it's, and I mentioned it earlier, and we were talking about it in regard to, in unprecedented times, people connect to a person because they feel there's a sense of security with that person. So where I'm seeing small to medium-sized businesses growing at the moment are ones where their leaders or their owners are showing up. They're showing up as a person, they're showing up authentically, they're showing up with kindness, and they're showing up with really wanting to understand who their clients are. And there's a technique that we do that's called empathy mapping with clients, and it's saying, you know, small to medium businesses really need to use a tool where they look at their clients and say, what are my clients thinking and feeling at the moment, and then how do I show up as one of their suppliers or coaches to make sure that I can really assist them. So that's probably, it's that human factor, that authenticity and the genuineness and the grounded people.
So they're assessing through their client interaction I'm sorry, the video's lagging a bit. Hold on, Kirsten. I just want to make sure clarification. Are you saying the manager or the leader of the company should connect with a key client and make sure they're on the right track, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and be visible. You know, leaders and small to medium, leaders in any business need to be more visible with their teams more than ever before. But they also, business owners need to be more visible with their clients. Yeah. And we have the most amazing technology and tools that have come through, especially in 2020. Everyone's elevated, people are becoming more virtually savvy. There's no reason now not to connect to people and do it authentically. And some people are hesitating because they think they have to be perfect and do big TVCs, but there's actually, you know, now it's that people want real, they want grounded. They don't actually care, you know, what if a dog barks or anything like that, or, you know, they actually want people to be real, someone they can connect to and go, actually, you know what, they've been in my shoes, they know what it's like, or they actually aren't just after the dollar, they really want to make my life easier or more productive or something.
Yes. Yeah, especially for people that are definitely in the service industry like ourselves. We want to make people's lives, we want to make an impact. And so I know for myself, and I'm sure you do the same thing, I ask for feedback. I ask for, I put out there, did I meet my objectives with you? Is there something that I need to change? Is there, you know, is my approach working for you? Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of other services out there, and maybe my approach is not what you want or what you need. And I think that's really important. So thank you for that. I'm on the right track, maybe.
You are, perfect.
Yeah.
And here's an example. Julie, yesterday I bought a beautiful bouquet of flowers to be delivered to a friend of mine who lost her mum 5 years ago, and they were very close. So I wanted to acknowledge it. Okay. And so I ordered these flowers a few days ago from a florist I'd never worked with before. And I just got online, I picked up the phone, the owner picked up the phone and chatted to me, and I said, this is why I want them to be really special, but they need to arrive after she gets home from work, so I want her to get them, not the kids. And she said, we'll make that happen for you. Yesterday, I'm busy facilitating an in-person event, and I know Tiff's on this session. Tiff, you'll be really envious because I did my other in-person event yesterday. And and I got a photo of the owner of the florist, the owner of this business, holding the bouquet of flowers that was about to go on the courier to be delivered.
Oh, wow, to make sure that's what you wanted, right?
Just,
that's a personal touch, absolutely. That's
what we're talking about.
Yes. To make sure that you're happy with it. That's wonderful. That's awesome. See, you have all these wonderful ideas to share, and I can't tell you how much I'm grateful for you to come on here and share all of your tips and tricks. And I think your program, you guys, you do not understand. She has created this program from the ground up. She's put her blood, sweat, and tears in this, right? It's been a long time coming for this program launch. So you guys want to hop onto her website and check it out. Might be something that's going to click with you that you're going to want to invest your time and energy in. So check into it. Again, it's under, hold on, I want to make sure I've got the web address correct. It's www.infinitus, infinitus.co.in, as in Nancy and Z as in zebra. She's from New Zealand, you guys. Obviously, she's not American. You didn't pick up on the accent. So make sure, and that's where you would go to check out your program details, correct?
Absolutely, definitely. Awesome. And then connect and just get a lot of free tips on how to show up the best that you can be.
Oh, Tiffany's on here, so she posted the link at the bottom. Woo! Yay, Tiff! Thank you so much. All right, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and post them in the feed now. Otherwise, I think we've pretty much wrapped it up. I'm assuming I think I hit all the questions that I need to hit. Let me make sure and double check, because I don't want anybody yelling at me afterwards. I have had that before. Kirsten, you didn't answer my question. And I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. So I think it looks like we probably hit everything. I just want to say thank you so much. You're just a wonderful person to connect with, and we really have had some great conversations. And You guys, she's a wealth of knowledge. You've been doing this work for quite some time. So you've got hundreds and hundreds and thousands of clients, and she knows her stuff, you guys. So please connect with Kirsten Lang from Infinitus Professional Development and check out her program. I think you're going to love it. So thank you so much for taking this time out of your day, because your day and I'm evening. So you got your whole day ahead of you. I've got my whole night ahead of me, which means I'm going to go relax and have a drink and sit on the couch.
Oh, Julie, thank you so much for having me. You know, I'm so passionate about people reclaiming, and I think what you're doing with Flip and Shift is amazing. And I look forward
thank you so much. Yeah, it's been fun, and it's fun. It's doing this type of work and connecting with people like you. It just makes it even better. So I really appreciate everything that you put out in this world and all your services. So thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And you too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good day. And we'll see you soon. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. We're not officially launched.